Hey everybody, welcome out to the first part of the 6-part series on managing troop finances. Each session in this series will be approximately 30 minutes long, plus we'll have time where you'll be able to ask questions and staff will respond either live during the training, or if you're watching the recording, we'll respond back to you after the training. If you are watching the recording, make sure you leave a comment and ask your questions, leave your comments, whatever, and we'll be able to see that and get with you later. I am Sean Caston, Volunteer Resource Manager for Girl Scouts of Black Diamond Council. We will have several guest hosts sitting in with me for these upcoming sessions. Several of our member experience managers will be joining us. Those are your direct contacts for all things troop support. Denise Davis will be here. She's our product sales contact for a few of the sessions. She'll be with us. But today, I am joined by Roberta Richmond. Hi, Roberta.
Hi, everyone.
She is our Chief Finance and Business Officer for Black Diamond. Today's session will be for troop leaders, assistant leaders, and troop treasurers. We require this training for all money handling positions whenever you first start a troop, when you first join, you first get your training. So you'll know what to expect. But then you'll want to come back to this and review it once you actually have some money and you begin managing your troops' finances. At the end of the training, you'll get a link, and that link, you'll click on it, or you'll copy it and paste it, or you'll type it in, and you'll also have a code that you'll have to enter in to get credit for this training. You must complete all 6 of these sessions, the live sessions, to get the full credit. Okay, once a live session has been delivered, we will compile all of those sessions together into an overview training that will be shorter, but it will count for the full credit. These live sessions are really meant for discussion starters and questions. So if you have questions along the way, we'll answer them, try to get some discussion going. But you will receive training credit for them if you attend all of the sessions. We allow for the topics to be a little more spread out than the compact training. So please ask questions. Let us know what you're thinking. Comment in the discussion log, any thoughts, questions, ideas, anything like that. Today's session, we're going to be discussing the responsibilities of each of the troop positions, the money handling troop positions anyway. And we're going to look at what troops can and cannot use their funds for. And then we're going to look at the essentials of starting up and using a troop bank account. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you comment and in the discussion log, and either one of us will address the question, or one of the staff that's also in the discussion log will answer the questions for us. And I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Roberta.
Welcome. Let's get started. The mission of Girl Scouting is to build girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. This happens when girls make decisions, actively participate, and connect with other girls in a group setting. It is our job as staff and volunteers to provide all the tools necessary to do this. Helping girls decide what they want to do and coaching them as they earn and manage money to pursue these goals is an integral part of the Girl Scout leadership experience. Your Girl Scout troop plans and finances its own activities with your guidance. At the same time, the girls learn many valuable skills that serve them throughout their lives. There are lots of materials to guide you on what Girl Scouts do, but the most important thing to remember is how Girl Scouts do things. We want troop programs to aim for the following. Girl-led means girls make all the choices, make the plans, and lead others, even the younger girls. Hands-on means they should be actively engaged, not just sitting and watching or listening. Cooperative activities mean working together as a team to accomplish big things. Research shows these 3 primary ways of engaging help girls grow in their confidence and courage while building new skills and friendships that will last them a lifetime. It is surprisingly easy for adults to make decisions for girls and to allow them to become passive observers. Keep girls' interests at the forefront of your mind. While finances are big people business, it's also important to keep our girls and their families in the loop with all financial decisions. Our goal is complete transparency. We want girls to be involved in deciding how they earn funds and what the funds should go for. We just need to give them the boundaries and the choices. As Girl Scouts, we want to base everything we do on the Girl Scout Promise and Law. In managing troop finances, we always want to remember these principles and let our decisions reflect the promise and the law. Important pieces that directly apply to finances include honest and fair, responsible for what I say and do, and use resources wisely. We have volunteer policies. These policies are required for our volunteers to follow. This includes sections on ethics, risk management and safety, volunteer management, financial accountability, money earning, girl programming, and communications. In the risk management section, it lists actions that may be grounds for disqualification, volunteer restrictions, or release from volunteer assignments. This list includes, but is not limited to, a refusal to provide an approved background check, falsifying or making material omissions on council records, misappropriation of any Girl Scout funds, which includes unpaid volunteer debt for product sales programs, shoplifting, fraud, false pretense, embezzlement, theft, forgery, and worthless checks. Girl Scouts of Black Diamond reserves the right to disqualify and or release any volunteer from service if the volunteer or prospective volunteer's actions are inconsistent with the Girl Scout values, principles, policies, or procedures. Girl Scouts of Black Diamond will also provide volunteer position descriptions available on our website and a staff member to help you during your volunteer term. The position agreements state what you are responsible for and what you will be held accountable for. You can click the link on our volunteer resources page on our website, or you can type in the address shown to see the full list of troop positions. Each position has essential requirements, competencies, responsibilities to the troop, and training expectations. They then sign the volunteer position agreement that they agree to abide by a Girl Scout as a Girl Scout volunteer. All positions we are going to talk about today are required to have a current membership, a current approved background check, and be appointed to their position. Some important ones for managing troop finances include the troop leader. The troop leader takes financial accountability for all troop money and handles it with responsibility and accuracy. They complete the end of the year reporting in a timely manner. They maintain open communication with the girls, parents, guardians, council, and service unit volunteers. They must not have any debt for fall product or cookie sales. The council may choose to accept volunteers who are actively fulfilling payment plans. The troop treasurer must not have any debt to the council for fall product or cookie sales. The council may, once again, choose to accept a volunteer who is actively fulfilling payment plans. They plan and monitor the troop budget with the troop based on their annual goals. They handle all financial affairs of the troop, which includes collecting money, depositing funds, paying bills, and balancing the statements as directed by the troop leader. They maintain troop copies of troop inventories, money earning activity applications, troop financial reports, as well as troop bank account information. The troop fall product chair demonstrates dependability, honesty, credibility, personal integrity in all troop decisions. They plan and monitor the troop budget with the troop based on the annual goals. They maintain troop copies of troop inventories, money earning activity applications, troop financial reports, as well as troop bank account information. They distribute products to Girl Scouts, obtain parent, guardian signatures for each Girl Scout order. They collect and send payment in the form of a validated deposit slip, cashier's check, or money order to the council before the deadline. The troop cookie chair also demonstrates dependability, honesty, credibility, and personal integrity in all troop decisions. They compile the troop cookie and rewards order. They enter the information into the online eBuddy cookie cell management system by the deadlines. They collect and send payment in the form of a validated deposit slip, cashier's check, money order to the Girl Scouts of Black Diamond Council before deadlines. They also report unpaid parents using the council's delinquency forms. There are other volunteers that may sometimes handle money, even if they are not in an official money handling position. They are still under the basic assumptions that all volunteers act within the Girl Scout promise and law and act with honesty and fairness, and they would handle the money with integrity. The volunteer in charge of the troop finances or the designated product sale person is responsible for any monies or products received by the troop. So they are responsible for the money and the cookies and the fall product. Financial carelessness and or theft of Girl Scout money, product sales, are cause for the release or non-reappointment of the responsible volunteer. This could include carelessness in filing of paperwork or not sending in documentation by the deadlines. Troop funds. Troop funds are the property of the troop. They are not assigned to an individual troop member, girl, or adult. It doesn't matter who raised the money in a troop account. It belongs to the troop. Incentives belong to the girl. Troop proceeds belong to the troop. That is what you use to operate your troop. Money earning, and that will be a complete another section in a few weeks. Money earning should be spent to benefit the current troop members, the ones who raise the money. Exceptions to this is that troops sometimes save money for major trips or projects that they're going to do in the future. So they may have a trip to Europe in 3 years. They can always choose as a troop to decide to put a portion of their money aside for that trip. But most of the money should be used for the girls in that troop in that year. It can also be used for seed money for the fall expenses. We also encourage troops to pay their yearly memberships to be budgeted for first out of the troop funds to provide the Girl Scout experience for the next year for those girls who are currently enrolled. It can also be used for events. Events can be on a service unit level, a council level, or a local level. It can be used to pay for badges that the girls have earned or patches that they have also earned. It can go for trips, outings, camping adventures. It can go for food or snacks. A lot of troops will have parents help with the snacks, but some troops don't have that luxury and they usually pay for their snacks out of troop funds. It can also be used for general supplies, craft items, pencils, etc. And then lastly, it can be used for specialized supplies, such as if they're going to do a bridging ceremony, or if they need camping equipment, such as archery equipment or tents. Troop funds, however, cannot be used for personal expenses. Troop funds must be for the troops. Be careful and do not mix your personal funds and your troop funds. They can sometimes, as a troop, help out a member of the troop that has had a catastrophic injury or event. We have troops that one of the girls in the troop will either have a house fire or become sick. Even though a troop cannot money earn for any other organization other than Girl Scouts, they can choose as a troop, as long as they vote on it, to gift some of their troop proceeds to a specific girl, such as if they want to help with a medical expense or a fire. It has to be a troop decision, just like all other money decisions in a troop. The girls need to be involved in that decision making. A troop is required to have a bank account when they have more than $50 to their name. There are two things that are usually required. There is a bank letter. You will need to take the bank letter to the bank with you. It is located in your new troop packet if you're a new troop. If at any time you need to change signers on the account, you can contact the bank. Different banks require different things to change signers. Some of the banks will require additional information, such as a letter of existence. The other bank, one of the banks, WesBanco, has a specific signature card that they have developed with Black Diamond. That signature card is located on my network drive. So any changes or opening of accounts at WesBanco, there needs to be an email or a phone call to me so that I can fill their paperwork out, sign my name on it, scan it, and send it to you so you can use to go directly to the bank. With WesBanco, that completes that process. That is the signature card. With the generic bank letter, when you take it to the bank, whatever bank you use, we do not recommend a specific bank. We know as volunteers that you are very busy and that you are spending a lot of time on Girl Scout stuff. So what we say is whatever bank is convenient for you, whether it be the bank that you're using personally and you have a good relationship with them, as long as it is and it could be a credit union. We have lots of troops that have their accounts at a credit union. So we do not tell you what bank to use. We just say you need to have a bank account. The name on the account needs to be Girl Scouts of Black Diamond Council, troop number, whatever your 5-digit troop number is. So there are always 5 digits. It'll probably correspond with what you have on your uniform for the girls. There are 4 signers at least. Most accounts have 4 signers. Had one today that had 5. But the 4 signers are 2 from the troop. So most of the times it's a troop leader and a co-leader. Sometimes it's a troop leader and a treasurer. The 3rd account is a regional account person, and it's usually the service unit administrator or the member service manager. And then the 4th signer on that account is me. Our FEIN number is 5504200373. That is in the letter, and it's also in on the WesBanco form also. So they will have that when they open the account. Petty cash. You should have, once again, you should have no more than $50. Never mix Girl Scout cash with your personal cash. So in your wallet or your purse, make sure you separate those monies at all time. Try not to spend incoming cash. If someone gives you cash, if a parent gives you cash for membership and you're on your way and you need to pick up snacks for troop, try not to use incoming cash for other purposes. Your best bet in order to be able to complete the end of your paperwork is to make sure on your check register, or if you do it electronically in a spreadsheet, just make sure that you track all deposits and all expenditures. And we'll talk about that more in a later session when we talk about record keeping. Go back one. Your troop is also permitted to have a debit card. The debit card, though, has the same requirements as a check. You can go up one. A check and a debit card transaction needs to have 2 signatures. So in a check situation, this is a requirement of us. It is not a requirement from the bank. Once we allowed troops to have debit cards, the 2 signature requirement had to go away, because with a debit card it's hard to have 2 signature prior to the purchase. So the bank does not require that. Black Diamond requires that. It is important to us from a fiduciary responsibility that 2 adults are always aware of all expenditures. That way they know what's going on. It's important that troop parents know everything that's going on. Never make out a check to cash unless it's a very, very small check that you need petty cash for a booth sale or something like that. But all checks should have a note in the memo as to the reason for the expense. That makes it easier on you later when you're trying to document and provide information on the end of year report. Never use your Girl Scout checkbook to pay for personal expenses. Make sure All card holders are aware of purchases. Most of our accounts have 1 or 2 debit cards assigned to them. Some banks only allow 1. So if you have multiple card holders, make sure that you're aware that who is purchasing when, because you can deplete your account quickly if multiple people are spending money at the same time. Just like your own credit or debit card, make sure to treat your card as if it were cash. Do not lose it. It is your responsibility for your troops' funds, and protecting your card is essential to safeguarding those funds. Never write a check to yourself for reimbursements. One of the reasons that the committee that decided to do debit cards for troops did that was because prior to that, a lot of troops had to write lots of checks to the troop leader because the troop leader was signing the girls up for events or paying their membership or doing online shop orders, and they had no way to access their troop funds at that time. So a lot of checks were being written, validly to the troop leader to reimburse for expenses. But now that we allow debit cards, don't write a check to yourself for reimbursements. Have another signer write and sign a check if for some strange reason you find yourself that you had to be reimbursed. Make sure someone else signs it. Never reimburse expenses without someone giving you proper receipts and supporting documentation. And never deposit Girl Scout funds into your personal account or personal funds into your Girl Scout account. Do not mix the two monies. As we stated before, as Girl Scouts, we want to base everything we do on the Girl Scout Promise and Law. In managing troop finances, we always want to remember these principles and let our decisions reflect the essential elements of Girl Scouting. We always want to be honest and fair, responsible for what I say and do, use resources wisely. If we keep these and all these elements in mind, we will keep ourselves, our troop, and our council above suspicion.
All right, so that was Roberta Richmond, the CFB.
You can do CFO.
CFO of Black Diamond. I always get them mixed up with the wrong letters. This was the first in the series of 6 sessions on managing troop finances. In today's session, we discussed the responsibilities of each of the troop positions. We talked about what troops can and cannot use their funds for, and we talked about the essentials of starting up and using a troop bank account. In the next sessions, we're going to look at the following topics. On the 26th, we're going to look at budgeting, troop dues, and the proceeds from product sales. The next one is going to be on October the 3rd. We're going to do supplemental money earning activities, sponsorships, and donations. On the October 10th, we're going to look at recording and reporting finances, and that's where we're going to talk about the troop transaction spreadsheet that you guys have been talking about on the Facebook page lately. And October the 17th, we're going to look at troop disbandment, transfers, splits, and merges, and also financial assistance, what's available and how to get it. And October the 24th will be the final session where we look at all of the iGirl finances. That's one that's especially exciting for me because we never really have had a full, complete, this is everything you need for iGirls. So I'm looking forward to that one, and I hope you guys are too. Let's see, this series is a more in-depth and more interactive than our normal online training, but it's also spread out over a longer time period, as we mentioned earlier. So you'll need to complete all 6 sessions in order to get the managing troop financing requirement for this. Okay, the way we're going to take all of that credit is there's a form, and I'm going to post it in the chat log right now. And you'll be able to either click on that form, or some of you may not be able to actually click on it. You have to copy it and paste it into your browser, but it will allow you to go through and put all your information. You must make sure that you select Managing Troop Finances 202 Part 1. If you select any of the other ones or the just general Managing Troop Finances 202, that code will not work. Okay, you have to match it up. The 202 Part 1. And the code is MTF202, the word training, and the number 1. All lowercase and all together, no spaces. Okay, and that's how you're going to get credit for this. Make sure you get the code right, because it will not let you submit it until you get that code right. So make sure you screenshot it, or you write it down, or you go back and review it if you have problems, because that's essential that you do that. Alright, so let's go ahead and look through the questions. And it looks like Becky's got a few questions. Okay, do we need to have our troop number include the extra digit in front of the original troop number on our account? We have the same account prior to the change of the troop number with the additional 3.
We have not made that a requirement for troops that were already in existence as far as a bank account. Once there are any changes to it, such as that is the one piece on a bank account that the bank, you can't just walk in and change because it is in the official name. So it would require that entire account to be closed down. So no, we do not require that if you're using an existing account that only had 4 numbers that you change it at any time, because we don't want anybody to go through that struggle of trying to close an account and open an account. But if for some reason the leadership changes and the bank account moves or something like that happens, yes, we do require it on all new accounts.
Okay. All right, Rebecca, I sent you a message back. What was it you were wanting us to say again? It doesn't like timestamp it or anything, so I'm not really sure what you're asking about. Anybody else have any questions about anything that we talked about today?
I think the one thing I'd like to add is that anyone that goes on your bank account has to be a registered volunteer with a criminal background check. I had someone today that one of them was and the other one was not. So we can't authorize an account with signers that are not approved volunteers with a criminal background check. That would be shame on us, because that is our policy and that's what we need to adhere to.
Okay, that's a good point. Even with the positions that we were talking about, all of those positions have to have a membership, they have to have the background, and they also have to be approved for that position. So staff from Black Diamond has to actually look at the person, look at their record, look at their payment history, to make sure that they don't have product sales debt. And then we push them through the process. So it is a vetting process. We want to make sure that we get the right volunteers in the right positions, and that's just part of the way, or part of the things that we go through to keep the girls safe and also to keep the finances safe, because we want everything to be 100% good to go. If you have any other questions, you can contact customer care at 304-345-7722, or you can email customercare@bdgsc.org. Even if you're not sure who the question is supposed to go to, especially if you're not sure who it's supposed to go to, then you need to contact customer care. Rather than posting on Facebook or emailing everybody in the building, just contact customer care. They are the go-to resource. They'll be able to get you help quicker than anything else. So make sure you utilize that resource. And thanks for everything you do for all the girls of Black Diamond, and I appreciate all you guys being on here. We'll look through the questions again in just a second and answer anything that's in there, but I want to make sure you guys get out on time. So have a great evening, and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.